Also, where you see Angelo Roll, make him a co-host too, okay?
Okay, good evening. Thank you everyone for transforming lives. We are beginning your live streaming now. We're testing it. Everything seems to be good. Those of you who are on YouTube or Facebook, thanks for joining us. We are now streaming. Invite someone to come and watch the video.
All right, I'm testing. You can hear me out there?
Yes, sir, Mr. Miller, you're loud and clear.
Thank you, sir.
There is power in the name of Jesus. There is power in the name of
All is well?
All is well.
That's good, my brother. You take the lead, eh?
Yeah, I'm wondering if I need to go get my coat. You're so smart. Blessed, man.
I just want to
Well,
say a pleasant good afternoon to those of you tuning in live on Global 99.5, Cable TV 974. I apologize, I'm having a challenge with my camera. I don't know, I may have to switch, but it's a pleasant Sunday afternoon, and we're broadcasting live on Cable TV 974, all the way from Grand Bahama in the north to Inago down in the south. We're live on Global 99.5 radio. We're also on Facebook channel, Transforming Lives, as well as the YouTube channel, Transforming Lives Radio Show. And so we invite you to join us right now. We're asking persons who normally come on, this is the opportunity to tell somebody, invite them to be a part of the program, Transforming Lives on Global 99.5, Cable TV 974. We're here every Sunday, 4 to 5 on this wonderful Sunday afternoon. Truly, there's power in the name of Jesus to break every chain. And so whatever the chains you're faced with, we recognize that the power of Christ can break that chain. And so with that, I just want to welcome you here today. And our co-host, Jackie Gardner, who is not in studio yet, I believe she has a situation. She had requested special prayer for her sister. And so she should be joining us at some point later on. And we will share then whenever she come on this program, Transforming Lives on Global 99.5. And so we just want to remind you of a number of events. There's a walkabout coming up this Wednesday in the Grove, 1st and 3rd Street, led by Creative Christian Arts Ministries with Apostle Henry Higgins. I will be a part of it, and I'm inviting you to join us. We will meet at the parking lot at Super Value Food Stores. Also, a part of it will be Dr. Carlos Reed and the Brotherhood. An invitation has been extended to him, as well as International Men's Day and the President Keith Cox. Also, Reverend Anthony Sands from Prison Fellowship Bahamas. So a number of organizations, we're looking forward to partner with Creative Christian Arts Ministries with Apostle Henry Higgins. About 2 weeks ago, we did the same thing in Rupert Dane Lane and a number of other communities, along with the Brotherhood led by Dr. Carlos Reed. And so we're inviting all of you, no matter which organization, whether you're male or female, 6 p.m. this coming Wednesday, meet us in the parking lot at Super Value on Blue Hill Road. And we will proceed along with the Urban Renewal Police for a walkabout prayer rally. We call it First and Third Street, the Grove, because if you've been following the news lately, you recognize that there were a number of incidents that happened and referring to killings that took place in the Grove. And so we invite you to be a part of it. Some may say, well, Dave, I don't go walking. Someone asks me, say, what purpose does it accomplish? And I always say to them, if there's one young man, one young lady, as a result of your walk, you're able to share with, you're able to save one individual. Also want to say congratulations to Dr. Reed for a number of young men graduated from the shock treatment program. And so we also want to give congratulations to them. We also want to acknowledge 4 young men who made a commitment to Christ this morning at the remand prison. And we thank Chaplain Wallace for that opportunity of giving Prison Fellowship Bahamas to be a part of it. Also want to remind you that the 2022 census listing and enumeration is coming up. I will be a part of it and many others. So if you see some persons with a government vest on, knocking on doors, showing their ID, they are participating in the 2022 listing and enumeration census. That's something by the government of the Bahamas, which is done every 10 years. And so folks, today our guests are from the Department of Corrections, the Chaplaincy Department. They're going to share some of the things that they're planning for persons to help in stopping the recidivism at the Department of Corrections. But before they share, I have a special group want to come on, the Kiwanis Club of Pinewood. We have partnered with them in the past, and they want to share a number of programs that they have coming up this week. And so you can use this opportunity now to share the Zoom link and send and invite persons to join us. And so I'm just going to ask those persons from Kiwanis right now, welcome to the program Transforming Lives. And this is an opportunity to unmute your mic and to share about the special program that you have coming up.
Good afternoon, Brother Williams.
Good
It's
evening.
indeed a pleasure to be here. My name is Distinguished Lieutenant Governor Garnell from the Kiwanis Club of Pinewood. And of course, this weekend coming up, we will be hosting our Easter egg hunt in the Pinewood Park. Last year, we had planned for our Easter egg hunt, but due to the pandemic and COVID protocol, we end up doing a visual Easter egg hunt. So this year we are planning to have it on the grounds. We're going to have 1,000 eggs with candies, goodies, and surprises. And there is going to be also a big surprise, but I will let everyone will see when they come out on Saturday. So we're asking all the children in Pinewood and the neighboring areas to come out to Pinewood Park from 10 o'clock. We will be there and we will start the Easter egg hunt. And we just want the parents to come out and join us. Kiwanis is a service organization that we cater to the children. We cater to children, one child, one community at a time. So this is put on by our YCPO, which is our Young Children Priority 1, and our Youth Service Committee. So the 2 committees join together to put on this splendid Easter egg hunt. So we are asking parents to bring your kids out to the park, Isaiah Taylor or the Pinewood Park, as you know, right around about. Be there for 10 or be there for quarter to 10, because all the fun starts at 10 a.m. I'm sorry I don't have, my phone is acting up with my photo video. So that's my photo right there.
No problem. So because I think it's a little tight for me and I don't have no funds, and I'm in the Pinewood area, can I still come out and receive something? Is it
Yes,
free or do
sir,
I have
you
to pay?
can. It's free of charge. Everything is free of charge. But we have some good surprises for the kids. We want the kids in the Pinewood and the neighboring areas to please, parents, please, please, I'm begging you to bring your children out. Be there for quarter to 10. Everything starts at 10 a.m. sharp.
Okay, just wish to thank you. Anybody else from your organization wish to share a comment or anything about this event coming up?
I don't think anyone else there, but
Yeah, just would like to say, we look forward to seeing everyone, even although the kids as well as the parents in the surrounding areas of Pinewood. Like GLG Ghana said, come out, bring the kids out, let them come and have a great and joyous time on Easter Monday. We look forward to seeing them on that day.
yes,
Okay,
the day is Easter Monday, April 18th.
Right, and
April
it's
18th,
9:45.
Easter month. Yes, yes, correct.
Okay, so
We will be walking the areas, giving out flyers, and we will put flyers in the different business establishment in the area.
oh, excellent, excellent. I just want to congratulate both of you for the work that you're doing. As you look at your part to transform lives, since you know that's what this program is all about, recognizing
Right.
that you want to see lives transform. However, we want to just thank you for that opportunity. Of course, you know you're welcome to remain at the program, and if you stay at about 5 or 10 minutes before 5 when we sign off, you can have another opportunity to share because, as you know, the persons will be coming on and joining us later. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks very much. No problem. Okay, so folks, those of you tuning in on Facebook, YouTube, I noticed the Zoom, the numbers increasing. We got to get the folks on now. Those Facebook, those listening by way of radio, our numbers 433-6917. That's the text line. So you can WhatsApp us at 433-6917. Today we have some of my favorite people at the Department of Corrections. Two chaplain I see on, Chaplain Glendale Miller, Chaplain D'Angelo Roll. Want to share with some of the lovely things that they're doing down there. You know, a lot of people criticize the Bahamas Department of Corrections, you know, and so they want to share a number of things that are going on, that are taking place, that has happened in the past, that is happening now, and even some things that will be happening in the future. So, gentlemen, I don't know who's going to be first. I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself, tell the folks something about yourself, and then share.
Thank you so very much, Pastor Dave. This is certainly an honor. My name is Chaplain Glendale Miller. I serve as one of the assistant chaplains in the medium security area. And we are so privileged to have this opportunity to be on your show, Transforming Lives. And it's an honor, it's a joy, and we hope that when these discussions are over, many of our listeners would not only be informed, but they would be enlightened and have a more better perspective on what goes on at the Department of Correctional Services.
Go on, Chaplain Roll. Go ahead, Chaplain Roll.
Well, a pleasant good day to you, Elder Williams. It is truly my delightful pleasure to be on Transforming Lives on Global 99.5 FM. And I would like to send a shout out to all of your faithful and loyal listeners. As your radio program team suggests, Transforming Lives, that is exactly what we are aiming for at the Bahamas Department of Corrections under our esteemed leader, Acting Commissioner Mr. Don Clare, and our Deputy Commissioner, Ms. Bernadette Murray, and our esteemed chaplain, Dr. William Thompson, who is doing a marvelous job. As it was foresaid, my name is Corporal Chaplain Angelo Roll, and I hold the responsibility as Assistant Chaplain for the Maximum Security Housing Unit. And it is there where we are seeking to transform lives with all of the programs, the numeracy and literacy, and the spiritual faith-based program, all of the initiative that we are doing there to transform lives. And I believe Chaplain Miller will speak on the upcoming event on Tuesday that the Chaplaincy Department will be held at Faith United Baptist Church.
Go ahead, Chaplain Miller.
Yes, Pastor Dave. On the 12th of April, there is a staff empowerment seminar that is planned over there at the Faith United Baptist Church. around 9 a.m. and we are expecting a number of invited guests to be in attendance. The Prime Minister will officially open the seminar. It is the first of its kind at this level, where a sitting Prime Minister would come to address a number of staff members that will be in attendance. We also expect to bring remarks at that occasion the Minister of National Security, QC, Mr. Wayne Monroe, and also Acting Commissioner, Mr. Don Clare. There are a number of persons who will be addressing the occasion. Ms. Angelo Palacios, and she will be addressing areas pertaining to relationships, and Bishop Hewlin Hanna will deal with the area of ethics. Senator Quinton Lightbourne will deal in areas of finance. And of course, we have yours truly, Bishop of Motivation, Mr. Spence Finlayson, who will also be on hand to give us an inspiring and motivational talk. This event is expected to be transforming as we celebrate under the theme, a new mandate, reset, restore, and recalibrate. And we believe that if there's ever a time those three components are necessary is now, as we reset the agenda of the Bahamas Department of Corrections, as we seek to restore a number of areas that has been broken, has been fractured. We intend to attempt to repair some things and of course to recalibrate. And we understand that to mean that at some point we need to get back on course. We may have gotten off course. We may have lost our perspective on some things, and we hope to recalibrate, to get back on course and to be given the direction, the inspiration, the information at this seminar on Tuesday. So it's expected to be a wonderful, wonderful event at 9 a.m. and it's running until I think between 4 or 5 in the afternoon.
I am sure now, based on what you said, because there may be persons who may want to know if this is open to the public or if it is only for the department. So can you answer that right off the top? Is it open to the public or just for the department?
It is a staff empowerment seminar. It's only geared toward those who are in the employ of a Majesty's prison at this moment. Yes, only staff of a Majesty's prison. Dr. William Thompson, our esteemed chaplain, is of the view that if we give full attention to staff members, if we empower them, if we provide them with the necessary tools to do their jobs. And I want to say on this point that they are doing a wonderful, the staff members at a Majesty's prison are doing a wonderful, wonderful job given the limited tools that is made available to us. We are doing it, we are making it happen, and they ought to be commended. And so this empowerment seminar is only for staff members, Pastor Dave.
Okay, before I go on to Chaplain D'Angelo role, I just want to also let you know that I open up early. If persons on here, I see Denver, Apostle Clement, Russell, a number of persons, they might have anything they might want to add or questions. So Chaplain Role, anything you want to add to it, and I'm going to open it up early for persons they want to ask questions, and specifically regard to prison ministries and what you're doing. And I have some of my own. So go ahead, Chaplain Role.
In regards to our empowerment seminar, there will be an opening ceremony where Chaplain Glendale Miller would have indicated earlier, where our esteemed Prime Minister will officially declare it open. If I know that the Royal Bahamas Police Force Commissioner and the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Commodore and their staff will be in the official opening. And if persons like yourself would like to join us for the opening ceremony, and thereafter, then we will gear towards the actual ceremony for the staff. So persons can come to the opening ceremony, but the empowerment seminar, as Chaplain Glendale Miller would have indicated, will only be geared towards the correctional officer staff.
Oh, okay, thanks. So let me start off with the first question. Any of you can answer this, and then I'm going to open it up. So folks listening in, you can ask your question. My question, and remember, we got persons on Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, and listening by the cable TV and the radio. My question, why not, because persons have always said to me, and both of you serves as chaplain, why not just take the key, lock them up and just throw it away? Because these persons has been a menace to society. That's my question. I'm talking about the inmates, the residents now.
Pastor Dave, what a tragedy that would be if we take that approach and lock them up and throw away the key. If society don't begin to look seriously at embracing these men and women who would have served their time and have shown positive reform within their lives, then our future is in grave danger. It's critical that the society in which we live be more embracing, more loving, more understanding as we seek to rehabilitate. And rehabilitation is not only an opportunity for the offender to get themselves together, but also society plays a very, very crucial role in how we respond, how we receive those persons back into society. And so the mentality of locking them up and throwing away the key, these are your sons, these are your brothers, these are your uncles and fathers, all with great potential of being a productive citizen. There are a number of persons who have been incarcerated, and as a result of that experience, they have left the institution transformed and making a meaningful contribution in our society. And so we cannot throw away the key. We must embrace them, and we must do all that we can to provide the opportunities that are needed for them to properly reintegrate back into society.
Thank you, Chaplain Roll. Anything?
And Pastor Dave, this is one of the reasons why we are recalibrating and resetting and looking through the lens of a new vision rather than grabbing onto the horns of the old mantra that we truly embraced back then, locking up and throwing away the key, and forgetting that these men and women will one day come back into your homes.
Yes,
will
sir.
one day come out of the institution and marry your daughter or
Yes.
marry your son. So therefore, our mission statement endeavors to optimize staff development, maintaining inmates in a controlled, safe, and secure and humane environment that encourages rehabilitation and successful reintegration into society. So therefore, we cannot afford at this juncture to throw away the key, because they will one day reintegrate back into society and perpetuate the same crime over and over and over again. So therefore, we have the mandate to train them, to help them in their rehabilitation, because it is their journey, and we as assistant chaplains and correctional officers are there to be big brother, big sister, priest, doctor, and all of the above to these men and women, so that they will have the toolbox and all the tools and equipments that they need to come back into society more productive than they would have entered into our society.
Hey, Dave.
Pastor Dave, your mic is mute.
Oh, thank you very much. Sorry.
Good afternoon, Dave.
Yes, go ahead, Denver.
Yeah, just want to say good afternoon to you and your listening audience, and to Chaplain Miller and Chaplain Rowe.
Blessings.
Good afternoon.
Blessings, Brother Denver.
Congratulate you guys for stepping out and reaching to the public and letting them know why it is important for the staff to be empowered dealing with the residents at the Department of Correction. One of the questions I want to ask both of you individuals, what you feel is one of the important components to rehabilitate our residents in the correctional facility? Anyone can answer that.
Well, for me, if we are looking biblically, the Bible declares that love covers a multitude of sin. Because sometimes we, although it's important, we look at the victim, but also the perpetrator also needs love as well and guidance. And I believe if we as caregiver, as spiritual leaders, continue to show love, even in the midst of their mistake, that they too can change and become a productive and successful individual reintegrated back into society, they too now can reach out to someone else who may be in the same position of criminality that they were once in, and because the love that was shown, just as Jesus would have shown the love to all the persons that he would have so journeyed and met along his way, and he showed compassion, he showed love and forgiveness, and that is the posture that we, not only at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services staff should show, but society should also open their bowel of compassion, howbeit difficult may be. But if we can reach one with love and forgiveness, maybe there can be a turnaround for another generation, and that one reach another one.
I want to join in, Pastor Dave, and hello to Brother Denver. It's a joy to hear your voice, my brother. There are a number, and I do agree with my brother Angelo about love and, of course, forgiveness. They are all key components and ought to be mixed together. But there are a number of factors that also go along with ministering, reaching out, being a blessing to those who are marginalized, those who are behind bars, and to some degree, they are disadvantaged because their civil liberties have been taken away from them. We need to love, we need to forgive, there needs to be understanding, there needs to be acceptance. I believe that consideration is being given to look at some of the things that some of the guys or sisters may have been charged with over a period of time, having their records expunged and all of that. That is all wonderful. All of that is part of the acceptance process of helping these individuals to properly reintegrate back into society. I know a number of persons have contacted me after leaving the institution, and they're saying, "Listen, man, I try to go out to get a job, but the first thing I tell them that I was in prison and I produce my police record, that becomes a barrier for them." And so as we go through this seminar and many other opportunities, educational opportunities, where our commissioner is giving to staff members to go overseas to receive training in other correctional jurisdiction. All of these tools will equip staff members in particular in how they would be able to handle and deal with inmates, particularly those who are preparing to re-enter society. So the key component, there are several key components that must be at work if it's going to be effective and if we're really going to impact the lives of those who are incarcerated or who have been incarcerated.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks. I want to use this opportunity. So folks listening in, I always try to make the program one where you can participate. So is there some questions? If you just joined us late, our guests are Chaplain D'Angelo Roll, Chaplain Glendale Miller. They are employed at the Department of Corrections, formerly known as the prison. And their program is to minister to residents there. And so are there some questions that you want to ask any one of them, or some comments as we talk about transforming lives? You can unmute your mic and use this opportunity to ask those questions.
Yes, I have a question. This is Damien speaking.
Go ahead.
I'd like to ask my good cousin, Pastor Angela
Yes.
Rose, question.
Good to see you, Reggie.
Is there anything in the making with the government, or have you any talks with the government so far? And like, I think they call them halfway houses, where when prisoners get released or they come out, is there a place that they can go and they can stay and get counseling and before them actually being released fully back into society? Because some of these persons have the times have changed, and when they come out, it looks totally different to them. So the adjustment for them, it sometimes become hard. So is there any talks where that or can you probably see if where there can be a halfway house, a house where they can go and they can get counseling as well as find jobs and stuff for them?
My good cousin, Damien Sweden, it's so good to hear your voice, my brother. Blessings to you and the family. And yes, there has been for years prison fellowship. International would have provided halfway transitional home for the residents who would have left the Department of Correctional Services. And we would have Brother Delmer Pratt, who manages the prison fellowship halfway house right here in line on studio. So he will be able to better even give you more information in reference to the halfway house that they provide from the prison fellowship. But for the institution itself, we have a one-day parole. We call it the scheme. And inmates who would have been in a lesser medium security, once they would have shown the acumen of good behavior and would have participated in some classes that will enhance their behavioral pattern, then they would have been granted the initiative to leave the institution at 6 a.m. in the morning and return 6 p.m. in the evening as they would go out to work. And many persons that you would see in the gas stations or elsewhere, many of them are residents. And the government would have given our commissioner permission to allow those men to go out and to see society as it is, who what they may not have seen in some 18, 17, 15 years. So that is also a transitioning for them to go back into society as they see the changes that society would bring at that point in time in their lives. Brother Pratt, would you like to speak further on the Prison Fellowship Halfway House?
Yes, I would do that, and I would even do it a little even better. As a matter of fact, I'm at the transitional home as we speak right now, and I want to just show my brother Sweetie what we do here. And these are some of the rooms that we hold. We can hold about 15 individuals. Prison Fellowship has been around for about 20 years. I'm in the kitchen right now where these guys prepare the food. And also we have started a farm in our backyard that the guys are planting and growing vegetables. I'm taking you outside now so you can actually see what we are doing. We are planting cabbage. We are planting lettuce, sweet peppers. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm in the back of the yard right now. These are some of the plants. We have some sweet peppers and stuff. And so this is what we are doing here at our transitional home with the guys. We have programs that we share with them where we teach them character building skills. That's important. And also what is important is that we teach them about a God. And so we believe if we do that, that's the important things in their life. I'm continuing outside, just giving you an eyesore and letting you know what we're doing here. And then we have one of the residents here. He's just cleaning a truck and everything. So most of these individuals are working. And what we do is try to assist them to get jobs, and we encourage them so they can be productive citizens of the society. So I'm giving you a bird's eye view. What we do here, we're located on Marshall Road, right opposite where they had the old steel place. And yes, this is something that we need to do here at the transitional home. So yes, we are definitely doing the work of God. We definitely need assistance and different things. We have a pantry that we store food for the individuals. We are in need of clothing and other donations to make this transitional home work. So yes, Mr. Sweeting, we have been in existence now for about 20 plus years, and we thank God that there is a home where we can assist these individuals, and we will be adding on to this home. And one of our goals is we want to create a computer room where we have individuals to teach our residents here how to navigate on computers and how to get a resume for themselves and do things like that. So I thank you for the question, and I hope I was able to answer the question, Brother Sweetie.
Yes, sir. Because my
Excellent.
question would have been, do you take donations? But you answered that already. But I have one more question. I probably might not have heard. You probably might have answered it. Is the government assisting you in these programs, or is this something that there's a committee that takes on all of the bills, basically?
Yes, we do get help from the government, and they do assist us with running of this institution here at the transitional home. But we are open to the public and the private sector if they want to be a blessing to us. We are open for that, because to run this facility, it costs some funding. We have to deal with different utilities and feeding and the upkeeping of the property. And so, yes.
Okay, so I just want to thank you, Denver, for that was wow, that was right on point. Actually give them a view. So just to help out, yes, so Denver is the manager. And Damien, you and your team can, wherever, as you budget it, you can look to see which assistance, because we know the government gives us something small, and obviously it's never enough to run the actual home. And so we thank those persons. Thanks for that question, and thanks for getting an opportunity. And anytime your team want to Denver, you can just contact myself. Damien, contact me. I'll put you in contact with Denver, and then we'd be able to take you down there and do a tour of the house. And so, folks, you're listening to Transforming Lives on Global 99.5, Cable TV 974. We here every Sunday, 4 to 5. We're talking about the Chaplaincy Department. They have a special seminar coming up, and we're opening up if there's some questions you might want to ask, because as we travel, people ask the question in regards to prison ministries. And we have a graduation coming up next week. As a matter of fact, next week, Wednesday, a number of persons will be graduating from the program, The Prisoner's Journey. But I don't want to take up the time. I want to open it up for persons here on the Zoom. If there are questions you wish to ask the chaplain as to some of the programs they are running to assist residents at the Department of Corrections. Go ahead.
Good evening or good afternoon, everyone.
Good evening.
I wanted to know, because are there different levels as far as who y'all minister to, as far as low risk, high risk, and how do y'all, if it is, could you go in depth in as far as explaining that? Because sometimes a lot of people get the impression, even me, where sometimes you see prisoners taking courses, BTVI and stuff, and graduation and a part of choirs in prisons or what have you, and things. But then you see news reports in the paper about prisoners getting traumatized and this and that, and getting abused by some prison officers, and you see in two different looks to life in prison. Are y'all allowed to go certain places or share the dark parts of prison, and what would y'all want to see as far as reform with the hardened criminals, and are y'all able to reach that section of the prisons?
Well, to answer your question, my brother, it's a number of as it relates to individuals being given opportunities. You ask about the different levels of inmates or high risk inmates. Brother Angelo heads the maximum security area where there are cell block ministries that are offered to those individuals who are considered high risk or problematic individuals, and opportunities of that sort is offered where ministry is actually done right in the corridors of the cell block. With respect to rumors of discipline and all of those negative rumors that are in circulation, it's a prison where order and procedures govern the institution and it is our job and responsibility to correct behavior and help to inspire to change the mindset of individuals. And no one is being abused. What they call abuse is strict discipline. And that is as much as I would want to speak to that at this particular time, but I want to dispel that notion that there is some levels of abuse happening in the institution. The institution, the officers are given is operating under the mandate of a law, and officers are definitely restricted in any way of abusing any inmates. That is definitely against the law, and our commissioner and chaplain does not encourage that kind of approach. And so I just want you to know that many opportunities. I also heard you mention about, coming out, and inmates are afforded opportunities to um, be empowered, to better inform them, to be informed, and to be productive citizens. And that opportunity is through the educational department, through the chaplaincy department, and even our case management section is helping to bring about this kind of reform for inmates.
If I may also add to the opportunity that the inmates or the residents receive, there are 7 housing units within the institution. And on the compound, we have minimum security, we have medium security, we have remand center, central intake, maximum security, female security, and we also have the annex, where the inmates who go out to work but they are now in the dormitory in medium security. And each of them, other than maximum security, has the opportunity to learn a trade. And especially the inmates in medium security and minimum security, who are considered to be low risk inmates, they have the opportunity to go and learn a trade in carpentry, in masonry, in sewing, in art and craft, in welding, electrical, and the list goes on, where they can participate on the job training. And many of them would have come out and established their own business because of the information and the training and the opportunities that they would have received right on the prison compound. So there is a myth that all residents on the compound is under lock and key 24 hours a day. I wish to dispel that myth, because it's not so. And there are many opportunities that is afforded to the residents at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services. And pre-release is also another department that receive the residents when they have a year and under 6 months leading up to their time to leave the institution, that there are a menu of programs pre-release related that is afforded to the residents, so that there would be a smooth transition for them leading back into society.
Okay, I want to thank you for sharing that. I want to just ask Juanis, because we go off the radio at 5, but those persons can remain with us on Zoom, Facebook, and YouTube. I just want to ask Juanis to share this special event coming up August Monday again, one more time for us, please.
Thank you, Brother Williams. Yes, all roads lead to Isaiah Taylor or the Pinewood Park in Pinewood for the Kiwanis annual Easter egg hunt. Parents, bring your kids out to the park Easter Monday. Be there for 9:45, and the fun starts at 10 a.m. See you all there Easter Monday, April 18th, 2022 at 9:45. Thank you so much.
Okay, so folks, I just want to thank you. That's the Kiwanis of Pinewood. They're having a special event coming up Easter Monday. And so we just want to remind you of that event to join them at 9:45. Don't meet them there. You ought to beat them there. I just want to also let the folks know next week, my spiritual advisor, Dr. L.V. McMillan, he'll be my guest, and we so cool until I even didn't tell him in advance. And I let him know now. Next week, he'll be my guest. We will be talking about what does the resurrection of Jesus Christ means to you. It's personal. That will be, so Dr. Mark, you prepare for that next week, Sunday. That's what we'll be talking about during that Easter Sunday. What does the resurrection of Jesus Christ means to you? That's personal. So he'll be our guest for next week. So folks, we're talking to the chaplaincy department of the prison. We're open again. Any questions you want to ask Chaplain Angela Wool or Chaplain Glendale Miller in regards to prison ministries, anything that's happening that you've heard. Gentlemen, I don't know if you're privy at this time to share with some of the things that were shared in Freeport 2 weeks ago, or if not, you might be able to give them something, but whatever you could. And last, I'm looking at a number of groups I'm a part of want to have a Father's Day event at the Department of Corrections. So those of you pray with me that we'll be able to have that event at the Department of Corrections, which would involve maximum, well, maybe not maximum, medium, minimum, Roman, female, where the families could come. That'll be a joy for me if we can pull that off Father's Day at the prison. But gentlemen, it's your time.
Pastor Dave, yes, we had a wonderful two-day symposium in Freeport, Grand Bahama 2 weeks ago, where the purpose of our going was to reconnect, bridging the gap with residents, family members who have members who are incarcerated, and also the local pastors. It was a tremendous event on Thursday and Friday. We met with people.
Miss Camp, we need you to mute your mic, please. Miss Camp, mute your mic first, please. Thanks. Okay, go ahead, Chaplain.
Right, and opening up opportunities where members of the Christian Council in Grand Bahama would be able to tap into chaplaincy services here in New Providence. Additionally, those who are incarcerated, their family members will be given priority, not only in Grand Bahama, but also in other family islands where individuals hail from, and they are having a difficult time in accessing commissary, telephone calls, and any needed form of assistance. We will definitely be reaching out to those areas. And so the trip in Freeport was a meaningful one, and we're looking forward in implementing some new initiatives to further strengthen our relationship with the residents in Grand Bahama who have members who are incarcerated, and also the members of the clergy as well in Grand Bahama.
Chaplain Roll, anything you want to add to that? You might mute.
I think Chaplain Miller would have summed it up nicely.
Okay, excellent. So folks, we just want to open it up. Are there any other questions you want to ask? Any comments you want to make in regards to prison ministries, chaplaincy? I'm open this time. If there's anybody else want to ask a question or make any comments.
Yes, I would just like to say to all of those that are involved, just keep up the great work. Just keep up the great work. I am shocked. I didn't know they detailed all of this, but I would just like to say to all of you, keep up the great work that you are doing, and
Thank you
definitely
very much.
your reward, but most definitely be whenever.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there somebody else wanted to share, ask a question? Open up the mic in regards to chaplaincy, prison ministries.
My pleasure. Pleasant good afternoon to everybody.
Apostle, good to see you. Good to hear from you.
Yes. My pleasure. My pleasure. I want to commend the gentlemen who represent a good team on behalf of the work. I appreciate the new development of the mindset of caring for the inmate. Very important word, caring for the inmate. So when we think of the caring position for the inmate, we need the caregivers be in the best shape possible. So I would like to know whether or not there is a satisfied position in the hearts of those who are the caregivers. This is addressing now like how they feel about their payment for their service, because they really need to be comfortable. They need to be properly fed, whereby their nerves would be in good condition to be able to relate to people who don't understand personal sabotage. So I'd like to know if in the meeting of staff, if there is a position of one to know if the staff is interested in being born again, because those who are born again would be better stewards in caretaking of the inmates. Why this is so important is because we need them with a genuine transformation, that when they come out here, the inmate knows how to relate to unforgiveness, and also to be in faith that they will be employed, that there is somebody who will understand their preparation in their skill and will employ them and will forgive them because they have faith, trust, and confidence in God. So we don't want to be on no self-righteous or hypocritical program that does not minister to the spirit of the individual, so that he who looks at the heart and is able to transform the individual would be able to cause us to have a good record that this particular person became born again, the best position that they could ever receive in prison. See, I don't want to be misunderstood that we don't have spiritual ministry in the prison. That's not what I'm dealing with, because I know but going myself and ministering. But what I'm saying is, from the staff's position, even you see that meeting which you're going to, do you realize that you all should hear a call for those who are not born again to become born again? That's how serious this is. The kind of power that correctional officers need got to be by the Spirit. Could you imagine a person who is of personal sabotage and is prepared to fight the officer? You need power to be able to relate to that person properly. If not, you hear the abuse what you're talking about, they will get kicked, stumped, and whatever else. Because why? The flesh does not handle those things. So I want to thank God for your time. I want you to please understand We need to address the trouble of the inmates in righteousness.
My brother, I want to respond to what you said. Let me say this at the very outset. Myself, along with Angelo, we are officers first and foremost at the correctional facility. We are an extension, or we serve at the pleasure of the serving chaplain as assistant chaplains by title. We are ordained ministers in our respective churches, and we have brought that very same discipline to bear on our job responsibilities. As a result, all of us, myself, Angelo, and all of the members of the chaplaincy team have been exposed to various working in the various facilities of the institution. And so when you talk about staff being empowered, being brought to the Lord, we have a number of persons who are not a part of the chaplaincy team, but they are born again believers. They are Holy Ghost filled officers. In fact, I think about Cornelius, who was in charge of an Italian band. He was in charge of an army, but he was a man of God. And I see that as an example that you can be attached to the uniform branch of any of our law enforcement agency and be led, be inspired, and as our theme puts it, empowered by the power and might of God to do great exploits for our Christ. And so, my dear brother, I want you to know that yes, the appeal would be given, but I want you to also know that we have a number of persons who will be in attendance, who are on fire for the Lord, and filled with his Holy Spirit. And so I want you to know, my brother, the institution is definitely going to be inspired and impacted by the services that are being rendered, by the unselfish service that is being rendered by my fellow colleagues moving forward.
Chaplain Roll, anything you want to add to that, or that's it? You satisfied with that?
I would like to also send out a clarion call to all of the listeners via all of the social media, and if we still on Global 99.5, to keep the correctional officers in your prayers, because as custodian to the residents and also pastoral caregivers to the residents, sometimes we are marginalized and overlooked and seems to be viewed as less important than the other uniform branches, when every single day, 24 hours a day, there is a correctional officer standing at guard, protecting the society from its most violent criminals. We know that there is hope because we have a mandate to ensure that every officer, every resident hear the word of God. And we know that is how faith comes about, by hearing the word of God. So stand with us, community. Stand with us, Bahamas, wherever you are. And remember the hard-working correctional officers at the Department of Correctional Services in your prayer.
Thank you, Chaplain D'Angelo. I see Reverend Darren McDonald from Eleuthera. Open your mic and give us some greetings. And Dr. Macmillan, give us some greetings, please.
Okay, sorry for that. Had a low battery.
Go ahead, Dr. Mark.
Okay, sorry for that, but it's my privilege to greet you. And I'm always happy to hear anything about the prison and to see how it is going. Some of you may not know, but I was serving as chairman of the prison committee sometime in the 70s, right after we had majority rule and the PLP was in charge. I was the first chairman of the prison committee at that time. And it was really an interesting experience. I will never forget it. I had the opportunity to relate to the inmates, and it was a learning experience. And I always like to follow what's happening. And so it was a pleasure to be listening today, and I will continue to support all who are supporting the inmates. And so keep it up, and you have my prayers and good wishes. Thank you.
And thank you, sir.
Okay, good. Thank you, Dr. Macmillan, for sharing that information. I guess a lot of us was not even aware of that. Dr. Macmillan is a Bahamian who lives retired. He served in the highest office in his church, but he's now retired. He actually lives in the United States, and he'll be my guest next week, talking about what does the resurrection of Jesus Christ mean to us. Reverend McDonald down there in Eleuthero, I don't know if he still can hear us. I see Roger says there's a prison of a Zoom computer. What else? Let me just go to the chat. There's the prison of a Zoom computer room, ministry, education classes, social activities, virtually connect with family can benefit the prisoners greatly. I guess the chaplains can answer that.
Yes.
Okay.
Formula.
Yeah, one of the, since the pandemic, that is an opportunity that is presently on stream now, where inmates are able to have virtual visitation. Educational classes are ongoing, BTVI initiative, and also our educational department that offers a number of classes, BJCs and BJCSEs exams, classes are being offered. And they're also exposed to the learning on how to manipulate the computer, how to utilize to access different things, and how to do different programming on the computer. And so it is ongoing. It is in place. It is happening as we speak.
Thanks. Chaplain, I just want to thank you. You can continue, but we have to sign off the radio. So those of you listening to this program, Transforming Lives on Global 99.5, and also listening via Cable TV 974, whether you are in Grand Bahama in the north, or you are down there in Inagua in the south. Also, we know there are a number of persons tuning in via ZNS through the cable down there in my second home, the Turks and Caicos Islands. We just want to thank you for tuning into this program, Transforming Lives on Global 99.5, Cable TV 974. We're here every Sunday, 4 to 5, as we seek to share information about transformation of lives. And one of the greatest transformation we acknowledge takes place is having Christ as Lord and Savior of your life. And I'm not talking about a church nor denomination, but we're talking about Christ. Whom salvation is in him and absolutely him alone. Thank you for tuning into this program every Sunday. Apologize for Jackie Gardner, who's dealing with a family member who is ill. And so if she requests your prayer, join her in praying, interceding, believing, however you put it. Her sister, who's also a regular member of this program, every Sunday. And so we want to continue to lift that family up. And so Jackie is not able to be here today. Dave Williams, Transforming Lives, Global 99.5, Cable TV 974, every Sunday, 4 to 5. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Join us on Facebook, YouTube, and Zoom as we continue for another 15 minutes. Thanks very much. Chaplain, you can continue. We off live.